Have you heard that a Saudi Arabian-born billionaire and the CEO of a financial company called Exim Finance has arrived in Burkina Faso? Well, soon after Ibrahim Traoré came to power, billionaires around the world were anxious to invest heavily in Burkina Faso and tap into its massive markets. From the colonial era to the time before Ibrahim Traoré, the West ensured there were no factories and industries in Burkina Faso. That was done so the Western countries could get all precious natural resources and raw materials at cheap prices because Burkina Faso did not have plants to add value to them. But now, things are about to change as the Saudi billionaire Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser has come to Saudi Arabia with billions to invest. How will this change Burkina Faso's fate forever? Welcome to a new episode of Black Afric Diary, a channel where we talk about Black African history, culture, arts, and civilization. It's a place where you will see the real picture of Black Africa, its stories, and the events defining it. In this episode, we will tell you about what Ibrahim Traoré wants billionaire Al Nasser to do in Burkina Faso to end everything for the West. Let's get started. Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser, the billionaire CEO of Exim Finance Group, recently met with Burkina Faso's Prime Minister, Dr. Apollinaire Joachim Kielem de Tambela, in Ouagadougou to discuss transformative investment opportunities. Al Nasser emphasized that Exim Finance is committed to supporting the country's development by channeling resources into sectors deemed critical for its growth. This announcement marks a pivotal moment for Burkina Faso as it looks to strengthen its economy, modernize infrastructure, and pave the way for long-term prosperity. While Burkina Faso is not traditionally seen as a prime destination for global investors, Al Nasser sees immense potential in the country. That's mainly because of who is in charge of the country, and the man is Ibrahim Traoré, who has vowed to transform Burkina Faso completely. He has advocated for the potential that lies in Burkina Faso. Despite being landlocked, Burkina Faso is rich in natural resources, including extensive gold reserves and fertile agricultural land, much of which remains untapped. These resources provide a strong foundation for economic growth and development. Geographically, Burkina Faso's location offers strategic advantages. It serves as a natural hub for regional trade, connecting key markets in neighboring countries like Mali, Niger, and Côte d'Ivoire. This positioning makes the nation an essential link for West African commerce and trade integration. The nation's recent progress toward political stability has further attracted Al Nasser's attention. Under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has made significant progress in enhancing security and implementing economic reforms. For investors like Al Nasser, a stable political environment is a prerequisite for large-scale, long-term investments, and Burkina Faso's progress in this area has positioned it as an attractive destination. Al Nasser sees Exim Finance not just as an investor, but as a long-term strategic partner for Burkina Faso. His vision involves fostering self-sufficiency in the country by reducing reliance on imports in key sectors such as energy, healthcare, and agriculture. In this way, it will be a win-win approach where Al Nasser's investments will bring returns while Burkina Faso will have home-produced goods in addition to thousands of jobs. In this respect, Exim Finance has unveiled a bold multi-sector investment strategy aimed at addressing Burkina Faso's most pressing challenges. The plan focuses on 4 transformative industries: pharmaceuticals, energy, agriculture, and mining. Each sector presents unique opportunities for growth and the potential to catalyze sustainable economic development. Particularly, healthcare in Burkina Faso has long been hindered by an over-reliance on imported medicines, making treatments costly and inaccessible for many citizens. Exim Finance plans to address this issue by establishing a state-of-the-art pharmaceutical production facility. This plant will specialize in manufacturing intravenous medicines and generic drugs locally, reducing dependency on imports and mitigating the impact of global supply chain disruptions. This initiative is designed not only to improve public health infrastructure, but also to position Burkina Faso as a regional hub for pharmaceutical manufacturing. The project is expected to create significant employment opportunities for pharmacists, technicians, and healthcare professionals, contributing to the country's broader economic growth. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Then comes the energy sector. Energy shortages have been a major barrier to Burkina Faso's development, affecting both daily life and industrial growth. To address this challenge, Exim Finance intends to invest in a 200-megawatt power plant. This facility promises to stabilize the country's energy supply, providing reliable electricity to households, industries, and public services. The power plant aligns with Burkina Faso's broader vision of achieving energy autonomy by reducing dependence on costly imports. Additionally, Exim Finance has expressed interest in integrating renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power into the country's energy sector, further supporting sustainable development. In addition to this, agriculture remains the main focus of the investments. That's because agriculture remains the backbone of Burkina Faso's economy, employing the majority of its population. However, outdated farming practices, inadequate infrastructure, and high input costs have limited the sector's productivity. Exim Finance plans to revolutionize agriculture by investing in local fertilizer production and modern farming techniques. By partnering with the Burkinabe Society of Agricultural Equipment, Exim Finance will provide farmers with advanced tools and resources to increase yields and improve food security. This initiative could transform Burkina Faso into a regional food exporter, bolstering rural livelihoods and reducing poverty. Then comes the mining sector. Burkina Faso is rich in mineral resources, particularly gold, but the mining sector has struggled due to outdated technology and insufficient investment. Exim Finance plans to rejuvenate the industry by reopening and modernizing key mines, including Inada, Percoa, and Tambao. By introducing advanced technologies and sustainable practices, these projects aim to increase profitability while minimizing environmental impact. The revitalization of the mining sector is expected to create thousands of jobs, boost government revenues, and position Burkina Faso as a leading gold exporter in West Africa. Exim Finance's investments could usher in a new era for Burkina Faso, transforming it into a regional economic powerhouse. By targeting critical sectors such as healthcare, energy, agriculture, and mining, these projects have the potential to uplift communities, create jobs, and build a self-sufficient economy. As Burkina Faso embraces these opportunities, it positions itself not just as a recipient of aid, but as an emerging leader in West Africa. With the right strategies in place, the nation could pave the way for long-term prosperity and sustainable development. That's quite different from how the Western nations treated Burkina Faso and African countries in general. For decades, when Western nations engaged with Burkina Faso, or any African nation, the conversation typically revolved around their own interests. Access to natural resources, geopolitical influence, or economic dominance often took precedence over promoting local prosperity. These engagements came with conditions, often prioritizing Western control and leaving little room for the true empowerment of local populations. Today, this dynamic is being challenged, with Saudi billionaire Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser leading a transformative approach. Through Exim Finance, Al Nasser is focusing on developing Burkina Faso's key sectors: energy, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and mining, not for short-term gain, but to establish long-term sustainability. This shift represents a fundamental change in how partnerships with African nations are envisioned, with a stronger emphasis on self-reliance, improved infrastructure, healthcare accessibility, and food security. For the first time, an international investor appears to prioritize Burkina Faso's growth and self-sufficiency over exploiting its resources. This approach from Saudi Arabia highlights its emergence as a more reliable and mutually beneficial partner for African nations. Historically, Western engagements in Africa have often been accompanied by debt traps, economic dependency, and political conditions that undermine sovereignty. In contrast, Saudi Arabia's strategy appears rooted in mutual empowerment and respect. Burkina Faso's choice to collaborate with Saudi Arabia instead of traditional Western powers reflects a significant reorientation in its foreign policy. This partnership emphasizes investment in Burkina Faso's future without undermining its autonomy, setting a precedent for other African nations seeking sustainable growth. Saudi Arabia's forward-thinking approach also raises broader questions. Could this model position the kingdom as a leading ally for African development? Unlike the West's historically extractive approach, Saudi Arabia's investments in Burkina Faso focus on sectors that directly impact the local population. Pharmaceuticals, energy, agriculture, and mining form the backbone of this collaboration, offering Burkina Faso the tools to rebuild its economy and strengthen its foundations of self-reliance. This approach represents a potential paradigm shift for Africa. As Burkina Faso aligns with partners who prioritize its developmental goals, other nations may be inspired to adopt similar relationships. Not only that, but this teaches Burkina Faso a valuable lesson, which is to diversify relations. Countries like Russia and China are indeed collaborating with Burkina Faso with goodwill and mutual respect, but Burkina Faso has to ensure that no country is given the favorite status. This, in turn, ensures that all countries, with capital, compete to find opportunities in Burkina Faso, creating an environment where Burkina Faso will be able to prioritize deals that are beneficial for the nation. Al Nasser's visit marks the first step toward a path which Burkina Faso did not focus on earlier. What do you think? Will Burkina Faso's fate change after billions of dollars are invested in its industries and factories? Isn't it true that Ibrahim Traoré can really transform Burkina Faso in a few years by following the model that was earlier followed by Muammar Gaddafi? In the comment section right below, share your thoughts on how Ibrahim Traoré should ensure he is safe and his plans are not sabotaged by the West. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.